Hi, everyone. I'm going to talk to you about this week's assignment. You guys are doing your Google Slides how-to project, and a lot of you were able to complete that assignment last week, but several of you may have completed it, but you didn't turn it in to me. So make sure that you are going in View Assignment, go ahead and click on Add and Create, and attach your Google Slideshow to your Google Classroom assignment. Then when you're finished for today, then you'll hit turn in. That way I can see what topic you're doing, I can see the work you did last week, and I can see the work you're going to do this week. So what we're doing this week is we are going to do the step slides. So last week you did the title, and now this week you're going to do all the steps that explain how to do your slideshow. Okay, so each slide should only have one task on each slide. So whatever step one is, you should only be doing one thing on that slide. Whatever step two is, again, you should only be doing one thing on that slide. If you're doing a food or a craft or an art type project and it requires some supplies, you may use your second slide as your list of items you need to have to be able to complete the assignment. Now, when you do the step slides, make sure that you are putting on a title, the words explaining what you're doing in step one, and then the picture that relates to just these words. Okay, so you got to take your video that you found and break it down into steps and then find related pictures for each step. So in this particular example, I want to show you how you can add slides. So if you started off with your title slide, like you did last week, the next slide you'd want to have can be found here under the plus. And if you hit the drop down arrow, you are going to select the title in 2 columns. Now you can pick what any layout you want, but I would suggest that this one's the easiest to do for this particular project. So when you select that layout, you will then have 3 boxes, one for the title for the step, one box to type in your text of explaining the steps, and this one over here is for your picture that relates to it. So I kind of did an example down here. I kind of got it started already to save us some time. So go ahead and I typed in step 1. I typed in the words that related to the directions for that step. And then I found a picture that matched these words exactly. Now remember, when you go to find pictures, you do a Google search. And so I just put in 2 slices of bread on a plate. And I like this one, so I right-clicked on it and choose Save Image As. And then I went ahead and I called it bread just so I could find it a little bit better. So I'm going to call it bread. And then I will go over to that new website I taught you. It's called remove.bg. And that's going to take that brown table out in the background. So I go upload and I go ahead and find my bread picture. And I go open. It's going to go ahead and take that table out for me. So there's the original. Here's the new one. And now I'm going to hit downloads, and that's going to go right into my downloads on the computer. So if I go back to my picture here, and I'll get rid of this one so you can see how this is supposed to look. All right, so now I'm going to go to Insert Image. I'm going to upload my bread picture without the background on it. And there we go. Now make sure you use the corners to make your picture bigger. All right. You want to fill up your slide as best as you can. So the other thing to mess with here is your font size. All right, the font size of your letters shouldn't be any smaller than 24. But if you have a lot of extra space, you would want to maybe increase that a little bit. And my only recommendation is that you need to be consistent. Okay. So if you go ahead and put in a certain size on this particular slide, this should be the same size that you use on all your slides. Okay, so 40 is the size that works best for this slide. We're going to try to keep 40 on all the slides that follow. If you find that doesn't work for some slides, then you might have to come back and readjust. Okay, see, I don't like how that's almost too big. So we're going to go back to 36. And you can stretch out your boxes a little bit too. Okay, I think I just have an extra enter there. There we go. All right, so that is what you're doing this week. Biggest questions always get, how many slides do I need? You need as many slides as it takes to complete your task. All right, do not put more than one activity on a step. So I wouldn't put on my step Place 2 slices of bread on a plate and spread peanut butter on it. That's 2 separate steps, okay? So one thing on one slide. So some of you may have lots of slides. Some of you have a little simpler project, so it may not take as many slides. So it's going to vary. So make sure you are consistent. Make sure that your words match your picture. Make sure whatever font size you use is the same font, so font name and size throughout your presentation. Make sure you turn in your work when you're done. And I hope you guys are doing well. I miss you guys and hope you had a great Easter. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to email me or comment on this assignment. So you guys take care of yourself and we'll talk to you later. Bye.